Hello YouTube, Pinchy08 is finally after a long awaited time back in the model airport business. And according to the layout, we are officially doing our long awaited model airport update here in Jacksonville. We do have a few new airplanes to welcome to the update, including our only 1/500 scale aircraft, the JetBlue A220. Also welcome to the airport update, the United 738 in the Star Wars livery. I do have a little bit to tell about this aircraft. Also returning in reality would be the Delta CRJ 900s. Yes, it is true that the CRJ 900s have returned for service on Delta Connection from Jacksonville to either New York JFK or New York LaGuardia. We'll continue on with that later. Also, our newest airlines to welcome here to Jacksonville include Sun Country Airlines and Breeze Airways. Okay, so as you can see, this is a well made out, wonderful layout. Took me some time to set up because I had to make sure that every aircraft was very accurate. I also wrote some notes on my iPad to find out where each aircraft will go. So that's all I can say. I may lose a tiny bit of focus as I may need to read some notes. Also, this is where I'll be sitting. Believe it or not, this is actually supposed to be a step stool where my grandmother uses when going on to the bed. I had to put a pillow on top of it so I can keep my behind comfortable, because that it can really be it can really ache my behind if I'm sitting on the hardwood. So I put a pillow on it to try to be a little bit more comfortable. But I might not spend too much time trying to sit on this. Alright, so here's my iPad, got my notes. Some of them I memorized. So let's sit down and we'll get this airport update started. So we'll start here with some routes I memorized. So as usual, we start here with JetBlue Airways. Over here we got the A320 in the beautiful spotlight tail with service to New York JFK. The A220-300 will be going to Boston. That has been a daily ritual that happens like usually around the 12 o'clock hours. So yeah, believe it or not, ever since JetBlue has started flying the A220-300s, most of them have been based out of Boston. Although there's not quite enough A220s JetBlue has to expand all the way to New York JFK or any of their other hubs on the East Coast. Hopefully that will happen. There are a few destinations, actually, that JetBlue uses the A220 for flights out of on New York JFK. If I'm able to model JFK's Terminal 5 with all my JetBlue planes, I will tell you that. Anyways, JetBlue A220-300, the only one in 1/500 scale, hope to get in 1/400 scale by Gemini Jets, will be going to Boston. Now coming up to United, we got the United 737-800 in the beautiful Star Wars livery, which I am very sad to announce in real life, this livery on the 738 no longer exists. It's been repainted back into the Evo Blue livery. One fact to tell you about the Evo Blue livery, if you're wondering what Evo stands for, that would be shortened for Evolution. So, kind of nice to know that. And even though this plane in particular has been repainted back into its Evolution Blue livery, it's still nice to have this aircraft in 1/400. And the reason why it's no longer in existence, the livery that is because this livery was used to promote the very last of the Star Wars trilogy series called The Rise of Skywalker. If you remember my massive unboxing, that's where you could see it says Star Wars Rise of Skywalker in the middle. Well, now that this movie has long been premiered in theaters as well as DVD, Blu-ray, and Disney Plus, I guess this livery is no longer needed. I hope they do go back to another Star Wars livery that can promote everything Star Wars year-round. But nevertheless, here it is in the Star Wars livery. And she'll be heading out to Newark. And here's our old livery, Continental Merger liveried Airbus A319 with service to Chicago O'Hare. And the United Express E175 will be going to Houston Bush International Airport. Starting off here at Delta, we got the returned Delta connection, CRJ 900, and yes, this is the 2021 release with the stabilizers on the T-tail going up instead of down. Even though most Delta Connection RJ900s are operated by Endeavour Air, occasionally they have sent a few SkyWest ones, in which in this case we'll be using this one. Anyway, our SkyWest RJ900 will be going to New York LaGuardia, as that's how I've decided to send it. A319 with service to Minneapolis, St. Paul. A320 service to Detroit. And the most commonly used aircraft for Delta here in Jacksonville is the 757-200 with service to Atlanta. This is the 2018 release. And I gotta say, this is very realistic looking. So yeah, all of these 752s do go to Atlanta. Other times seasonally, they will use some A321ceos, as well as 738s, or better yet, 737-900s, and also some 757-300s. But I'm going to keep it to the 757-200 or 752 standards, as it should be. To conclude, here at Concourse A, here we've got the debut of the Sun Country 737-800 in the Typod livery with the scimitars by Panda Models. Very beautiful model this is, and she will be heading out to Minneapolis as a seasonal service. Thought the seasonal service would have stopped for the time being, as of now. But even if it does stop, don't worry, they will be back. And yes, this is Gate A1 that's normally used by Frontier. As of now, this is a multitasking gate that's used by Sun Country on Mondays and Fridays only. And then Frontier Airlines year-round. So, gonna give Frontier Airlines a little break here and use Sun Country for now. Alright, let's start off here in Concourse C. As usual, we start here with some Southwest over here. So this, I think, is where I'm going to need my notes. Hold on a minute. Trying to keep focus on the airplanes and all. Okay, here we go. So this is the Gemini Jets manufactured Heart livery 730 Southwest 737-700 by Gemini Jets, and she will be going to Houston Hobby. The NG Models Heart livery Southwest 737-800 or 738 for short will be going to Baltimore. And also new to this airport, the Panda Models Southwest 737-700 with the scimitars will be going to Nashville. And over here, this is now where Silver Airways permanently calls its home, here at Gate C5. So here's the Silver Airways ATR 42-600 with service to New Orleans. Oh, and I forgot to bring in the Breeze Airways E195 over here. My bad on that. Anyway, she will be heading out to White Plains. I do have a little bit to talk about with Breeze Airways service as we get ready to end this video, once we're ready to do so. But yeah, one of the destinations that opened up last month is definitely White Plains, New York. That's where our Breeze E195 will be heading. Normally this is on a E190, but the E195 is the closest thing we have. Maybe next update I'll use the A220-300. So this is Gate C3, I believe. And yeah, this is Gate C1. So yeah, C3 is now used by Breeze. And over here, this is Gate C6. Yes, Allegiant Air has moved there. ever since the arrival of Breeze Airways. So we got the A319 in the Travelers RD delivery, and she'll be heading out to Pittsburgh. Finishing off in the American Airlines section, the 737-800 will be going to Dallas-Fort Worth. The A321, ex-US Airways A321 with defense tips will be going to Charlotte. Now for our two regional jets, CRJ 700 service to Washington Reagan, and the CRJ 900 was service to Philadelphia. Alright, well that'll just about conclude it. So once again, I'm glad to have these new airplanes accurately represent Jacksonville Airport very accurately. And I did not expect it for the CRJ 900s with Delta connection to return, because usually there'd be 3 destinations for Delta connection RJ 900s, including New York JFK, LaGuardia, and also Boston. Boston mainline service, I think, is... They have started doing mainline service on the A220-100, so I still have yet to get those eventually. But let's talk about our main airline that I've been needing to rant about, and that is Breeze Airways. So if anybody wants to continue watching as of this point on, that's fine with me. If some of you think I'm going to take too long and you want to end the video right now, you're more than welcome to. Thank you very much for watching. Alright, so as we continue on with our rant about Breeze Airways, some very, very sad news came to me as soon as they started service to Las Vegas. Apparently, they stopped doing service to 4 destinations. Those 4 destinations include Richmond, Norfolk, Columbus, Ohio, and the destination I was looking forward to, Providence, Rhode Island. Because, yeah, apparently, those destinations were supposed to be hubs or focus cities for Breeze Airways, but unfortunately, for some unknown reason, for all those hubs, Breeze Airways has officially dehubbed from there. So I think that's the reason why those destinations are no more. I was really, really looking forward to service to Providence like that, as that was at the time the airport closest to me when living in Fall River, Massachusetts. But speaking of which, even though the only closest I can get to Massachusetts is Boston, I'm starting to think that might not be a problem. Because, believe it or not, Boston's local commuter railroad, known as the MBTA, or T commuters for short, they actually are getting ready to open South Coast service to both Fall River and New Bedford. So I guess all I gotta do is fly into the busy Boston Logan International Airport with JetBlue, either on an A220 or A320, because they're slowly starting to phase out E190 flights. So all I gotta do is land there, catch a shuttle to Boston South Station, and then take an MBTA commuter rail to Fall River, and I guess I'm good to go. But other than that, yeah, I was really looking forward to Providence with Breeze Airways. But for those unknown reasons, because those other destinations along with Providence, including Norfolk, Columbus, and Richmond, have officially dehubbed. So as of now, the only destinations we got here with Breeze Airways includes, as I've said in the airport, White Plains, New York. There's also Hartford, Connecticut, and New Orleans. I think that's it. There's about 4 destinations. Oh, I remember, Las Vegas, yeah. So our 4 destinations with Breeze Airways include White Plains, Las Vegas, New Orleans, and now I forgot the other one. I just said it a few moments ago. Let me try again. So, White Plains, New York, Las Vegas, New Orleans, and, now I remember, Hartford, yeah. So, yep, 4 destinations still in, 4 destinations out. So, yeah, that's just so sad that Breeze decided to discontinue that. And so, since this is Breeze's debut here, that's why I'm using the E195, as it is the closest thing to an E190. I will eventually circulate to the A220, which that is being used for services both to Hartford and also Las Vegas as well. And the A220s with Breeze Airways are the only aircraft that are to feature first class seatings. So can't wait to try flying a long distance with Breeze one day, because they are a very nice airline. I love the livery still. Just sad, that's all, they're not serving Providence anymore, as Providence is no longer a hub or focus city. But other than that, I'm glad I was able to get back into model airport business today, doing my local airport, Jacksonville International. And since my grandmother is also getting ready to come home today, I do hope I can find a way to compromise and doing other airport updates, because it's been quite a while. Not too long ago, though, since I brought new models and unboxed them for you on camera. So, once I compromise, we will be back with airport updates. For those of you who stuck around for all that ranting about Breeze Airways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this airport. Until next time, this is Cameron at Pinchy08, getting ready to sign and pinch out. Until next time, as I usually say, take care.